Hi guys! Today I'll show you how to make the smoothest creamy mashed potatoes easily. I'll also show you my secret ingredient to make the tastiest potatoes and also how to keep potatoes warm until you're ready to serve. As always, the recipe is right below this video. These are baking potatoes, russets, and my favorite type to use for fluffy mashed potatoes. They're widely available and inexpensive. Yukon Golds are also a good option. They'll give you very creamy potatoes, but they are more expensive and not always available. To cook the potatoes, you can do the standard method of peeling, cutting into cubes, and boiling in water, draining until very dry. Today, I'm pressure cooking the potatoes in my Instant Pot Mini because it's fast, easy, doesn't leave your potatoes waterlogged, and that means fluffier, tastier mashed potatoes. Since it's an electric cooker, you won't take up precious space on the stovetop, especially when making multiple dishes. Put a rack on the bottom of the pot, pour in 1 cup of water, place the potatoes on the rack. I'm leaving the potatoes whole. I've washed and scrubbed them. Poke each potato once with a fork. Put the lid on. Choose pressure cook and set the time to 11 minutes. My potatoes are large. If yours are medium or small, 8 minutes will be enough. The float valve popped up, meaning the unit has come up to full pressure. At about 13 minutes, the timer started counting down from the set 11 minutes. While the potatoes are cooking, get some unsalted butter ready. I use unsalted butter so it's easier to control the salt in the recipe. If you only have salted butter, that's fine too, because potatoes do need a good amount of salt. For the liquid, I'm using heavy cream. Whole milk or half and half are fine too. The heavy cream just gives you richer potatoes. I've also used plant-based milks like oat milk, and that will work too. Whatever milk you're using, make sure to heat it up. Melt the butter and set that aside. Cooking is done. It'll go straight to keep warm mode, or usually I just turn it off. Wait 10 minutes, then release any pressure. Once the float valve drops down, open the lid. Pierce each potato with a knife to make sure they're cooked. The knife should go in easily. Remove the potatoes to a plate. That is a monster potato. Give them a minute or two until you can handle them. They'll be very hot, but they should be. Don't let them cool too much. You can always use gloves if they're too hot for you. In the meantime, I'll show you what this contraption is. It's a ricer. Make sure you get a good quality stainless steel ricer so it'll last forever. It's only about $20 and I use it every time I make mashed potatoes. Comes with this steel basket with small holes on the bottom and sides. Put the basket in. Fill it halfway with potatoes. Push down the handles. The potatoes come off the holes and you scrape it off into a bowl. To save time on cleanup, you can use the Instant Pot bowl. I'll peel the potatoes. They are really hot. Just put them down on the plate or a cutting board and scrape off the peel. Now they're ready to go into the ricer. Cut the potatoes in half or thirds depending on how big they are. Put a half into the basket and press the handles. It requires less effort if you put less in the basket. If you have big strong hands, then you can put more in the basket. But I don't usually fill it more than halfway. There will be some potatoes that are pushed up here on top, and I like to put them on the plate. These pieces are smooth, but I want perfect potatoes. I'll put the bigger half in, and that requires more strength. Scrape off the bottom and sides. It is impossible to get lumps because the potatoes are pressed through these tiny holes. As for the scraps, spoon them into the basket and press them out, so there's no waste. We've got hot cream. Pour the melted butter over the potatoes. And mix with a fork to keep them fluffy. Add salt, ground black pepper, and the hot cream. Mix well. You can see how fluffy the potatoes are. Taste and adjust the salt and pepper. Add more hot cream or milk if you need to. It depends on how stiff or loose you like it. Perfectly smooth mashed potatoes. This is my secret ingredient for even better mashed potatoes. A little bit of sour cream. It gives the potatoes a slight tang to balance all the richness of the butter and cream. It is optional. I've just gotten so used to adding it that I can't go back. To clean the ricer, put it in the dishwasher or hand wash right away so the potatoes don't dry and stick to the surface. Make sure you dry thoroughly before storing. After a long time, if you see a little bit of rust forming, all you have to do is use a steel scrubby and the rust will come off. To keep potatoes warm, turn the pressure cooker to saute mode. Fill the pot a third of the way with water. Get a bowl that will fit on top. Put the potatoes into the bowl. Once the water is very hot, almost boiling, put the bowl on top. The bottom of the bowl should be just above the water. Put a lid on and leave it alone until the potatoes get hot. If the water is boiling rapidly, turn the unit off. You can always turn it back on if the potatoes are going to be sitting there for a long time. Of course, if you want to use a pot of water on the stove, that's fine too. Just leave the water to simmer on low heat. Before serving, just stir the potatoes. They'll be hot and fluffy. So now you know how to make the smoothest, fluffiest mashed potatoes and how to keep them hot without taking up space on your stovetop. Electric appliances come in very handy when you're cooking multiple dishes on the stove. I hope you guys like these mashed potatoes and tell me what you think. Subscribe and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.